Mechanical breakdowns are always a frustrating experience. Frustrating for you and your passengers. By performing a pre-trip inspection on your vehicle before putting it in service, you can often avoid breakdowns due to mechanical failures. Today we're going to talk about the pre-trip inspection. You'll learn how to do a pre-trip inspection in a simple and logical order. But before we begin, let's look at the importance of a pre-trip inspection and why it's necessary. By performing a visual mechanical pre-trip inspection before leaving the yard, you can greatly reduce the risk of having mechanical breakdowns or accidents while out on the road. State law and the company require that you perform a pre-trip inspection and that you complete a daily bus report, also referred to as a DBR. This must be done on a daily basis. The pre-trip is also an excellent way to make sure that all the equipment you need and that which is required by law is in the bus. Remember, the vehicle operator is responsible for performing the pre-trip inspection, not a maintenance worker, not anyone else. It's the sole responsibility of the vehicle operator. You can see why the pre-trip inspection is important. By performing the pre-trip inspection before leaving the yard, you're going to reduce the risk of having a mechanical failure, which is going to save time and frustration for you and your passengers. First, we begin your inspection by approaching the vehicle from the rear. Stand back a few feet and inspect the muffler. Check for loose tailpipes. Look for hanging driveshaft guards or any foreign objects hanging from the vehicle. Walk around to the front of the vehicle. Check under the front of the vehicle, looking for puddles of oil, transmission fluid, antifreeze, or power steering fluid. Also check for hanging wires or belts. Next, open the hood and check your battery cables and radiator cap for tightness. Check the water coolant level in the reservoir tank. Check the oil filler cap and the oil level by using the dipstick. Visually inspect the belts for wear and hoses for cracks. Check the hydraulic brake reservoirs. If you discover any problems, contact the dispatcher, supervisor, or mechanic. If there are no apparent problems, close the hood. Enter the vehicle on the driver's side. Firmly set the parking brake and turn the key to the on position. Check the brake warning light and seatbelt light on the dashboard. Start the engine and turn on the two-way radio. Set the right turn signal. Turn on your high beam headlights and adjust your seat. Inspect the driver's area using the left to right or top to bottom method. Call your dispatcher for a radio check. Check the driver's seat belt and tap the horn. Then check the steering wheel for excessive play and noisy or jerky motion. Check your windshield wipers and washer. Look at all of your gauges: fuel, temperature, oil pressure, and voltage meter. The voltage meter should read between 12 and 13 amps. Check your front and rear heater and air conditioning for operation. Open and close the passenger door, checking for smoothness, proper closing, and step well lights. Turn on the wheelchair lift switch and adjust the mirror. On this vehicle there is no switch, but the parking brake must be set. Your trainer will give you specific instruction on how to operate the lifts, and if you have any problems adjusting the mirrors, the trainer will help you. Now you're ready to do your inside passenger area inspection by checking the vehicle registration to make sure it's current. If your vehicle has any type of permit, such as a Department of Transportation or city permit, check them as well. Also look for an accident kit and insurance identification. In this vehicle, it's kept in the overhead compartment. Your trainer will show you where the kit is kept in the vehicle at your location. The 3 safety items contained on the bus are the fire extinguisher, first aid kit, and reflector kit. These items are located near the front of the vehicle and must be inspected. Your trainer will give you specific instructions on how and when to use these safety devices. When checking your reflector kit, make sure that all reflectors are in good working condition. When checking your first aid kit, make sure you have a 16-unit kit. Unit refers to the number of first aid components in the kit. The kit should also have envelopes containing a CPR face shield and latex gloves. Also check for an accident kit and insurance identification. When checking the fire extinguisher, make sure it's the correct size. A 4 BC rating is the required minimum. The extinguisher rating indicates that it's large enough to extinguish a fire covering 4 square feet of petroleum products, such as gas and oil, or electrical equipment. This extinguisher has a 10 BC rating. Check the date on the inspection tag to make sure that it's been inspected within the past 12 months. Look at the dial. The arrow should be in the green area. The nozzle should be free and clear. Shake the extinguisher to prevent the powder inside from caking in the bottom. After completing your inspection of the 3 safety items, continue checking the interior of the vehicle. Inspect the lap restraints. You should have 1 for each wheelchair. Also, you need to ensure that the vehicle has the appropriate wheelchair tie-downs. The vehicle should have 2 ratchet type and 2 pull type tie-downs for each wheelchair position. Check for the wheelchair lift bar and lift cover if your state requires covers. Remove lift cover and then check for loose handrails and modesty panels. Inspect jump seats to make sure they're operational. Make sure the windows don't have cracks, and remember the emergency exits, 1 on each side of the vehicle. Make sure all seats are secure and that seat belts are operational. Always check the floor to make sure it's clean and undamaged. After you complete your inspection of the interior, exit your vehicle through the passenger door, taking the wheelchair lift bar with you. Go to the front of the vehicle and, starting from the top left to right, check the top clearance lights, the head sign, the windshield for cracks, and your windshield wiper blades. Check your headlights and make sure they are clean and set on the high beam position, and then check the right turn blinker. Check the license plate and inspect the bumper, making sure it's secure and not damaged. Now check the right side of your vehicle. Check the side marker lights and right side mirror for tightness and damage. Inspect the front tire, looking for obstructions in the wheel well area. Check the lug nuts for rust and tightness and the tire tread depth. It should have at least 4/32 of an inch of tread depth. To check the tread depth, insert a penny upside down into the tread. If the top of Lincoln's head is covered, the tread is at or above legal limits. If the tread is close to being low, make a note of it on your DVR. Check hubs for oil leaks and valve stems for air leaks. Check the wheel rim for damage and look for damage to the sidewalls, noting any cracks or damage on the DVR. Now check the wheelchair lift for operation. Run it through a complete cycle. Unfold and lower the lift, then raise it and fold it up. While doing this, be sure the safety gate is operational and the handrail is secure. Stow the lift, but leave the doors open in order to check the brake interlock system later. After you complete the wheelchair lift check, look for body damage along the right side of the vehicle. Inspect the right rear wheel area, again looking for obstructions or damage. Rear tires should have at least 2/32 of an inch of tread depth. Using your penny, this would be indicated just over the top of Lincoln's head. Look for rust around the lug nuts and check for tightness. Check for leaking seals or any tire damage. Make sure you tap the inside tire with your lift bar to test inflation. Proceed to the rear of the vehicle, checking the clearance lamps, right turn indicator, license plate, and bumper. Now continue along the left side of the vehicle looking for body damage. Inspect the fuel cap. Check the left rear wheel area and the tire and wheel. Check the left rear tire as you did the right rear, ensuring that at least 2/32 of tread is present. Then move forward to check the left mirror for tightness and damage. And finally, check the left front tire and inspect the wheel. Now return to the inside of the vehicle. Switch the headlights to low beam and change the turn signal from right to left. Now it's time to conduct the test on the brake interlock system. First, try to move the shifting lever into reverse. On this vehicle, if you can't put it in reverse, your brake interlock is working. However, there are various types of brake interlock systems, and your trainer will give you instructions on how to check the system on your vehicle. Now chalk block the brake pedal using a clipboard, a lift bar, or other object. Go to the front of the vehicle, checking the low beam headlights and the left turn indicator. Return the lift bar to its proper location and go back to the rear of the vehicle, closing the lift door as you go. Then check the brake lights and left rear turn indicator. Return to the driver's compartment and remove the brake shock. Turn off all exterior lights and the ignition switch. After the engine stops, turn the key back to the on position. Turn on the four-way emergency flashers and put the vehicle into reverse, making sure your parking brake is set. Exit and go to the rear of the vehicle to check the rear emergency flashers. Also check your backup lights and beeper for proper operation. Return to the front of the vehicle and check your flashers. Then re-enter to driver's compartment and put the gear selector in park and turn off the four-way emergency flashers. Now you're ready to conduct your brake tests. With the engine off, perform the applied loss test. Pump the brake pedal 3 times. The pedal should feel firm. Apply full pressure to the brake pedal and hold it for 1 minute. If the pedal feels spongy or eases towards the floor, this indicates a leak in the system. The next test is the power booster test. Restart the engine. The brake pedal should drop 1/2 to 1 inch. If the pedal jerks back toward you or decreases any further, the system is not working properly. Now perform the parking brake test. Set the parking brake firmly, and with your foot covering the service brake, place the gear selector in drive. The vehicle should not move. Put the vehicle back in park. Your last brake test should be your normal stop test. After leaving the yard and before picking up your first passenger, make 2 normal stops at approximately 20 miles per hour. The brake should stop the bus without pulling to either side. Should you detect any problems with the brake tests, record it on your DVR and check with the dispatcher or maintenance before putting the vehicle in service. Once your brake tests are completed, you're finished with the pre-trip inspection. Replace your lift cover and completely fill out your DVR. Remember to record your starting mileage, vehicle number, and date. Now that you've done the pre-trip inspection, your day should be much safer. Don't worry if it takes longer your first few times. The routine will become easier the more you do it. It's important that the pre-trip inspections are done correctly the first day and every day thereafter. Thank you.